made on Ridgeway Sports Podcast, episode 45. Hunter Keister back with
K-Mac. Let's go.
We're back with another week in sports, and we are going to cover another week in NFL action as we take a look at the Week 10 matchups. I cannot believe this, dude. We are in week, what is this?
10.
10 in NFL and like 11 in college?
Yeah, just about. Yeah, we are week 11 in college.
Insane. The season's already almost over, man. It just feels like it just started.
I don't like it. I don't like it
at all. But we will start with the NFL, and we may break into some college basketball coverage of that started, as well as some fantasy action. So, should be an interesting podcast for you guys. Starting off, we got 3:34 remaining in the Panthers versus Atlanta Falcons game, and Atlanta just scored a touchdown to make it 15-22 with 2:56 left. So Atlanta with the extra point goes down, what's that, 6 points?
Yeah.
And he missed it. And he missed the extra point.
Koo missed
the extra
Young
point.
Ho Koo.
Now they need a touchdown to tie. A touchdown and extra point to tie. Wow. Come on, Young Ho Koo. That's crazy.
It's that rain.
Right?
That rainstorm's messing with everything.
I forgot about that monsoon that's going on.
It's a monsoon of a flood.
Right.
Down in the Carolinas.
But we'll update that game as it goes on throughout the night. But let's get into this week 10 of NFL action, as we have the NFL's first game from Munich, Germany, in Allianz Arena.
Yeah.
That is crazy. 9:30 in the morning, and NFL is going to Germany. That's awesome to see, a predominantly American sport now taking place around the world. I think it's really cool to see for the sport. And Tampa Bay takes on Seattle, so that's actually a game that might be worth watching here with, Brady.
It's a good matchup.
Right.
It is a good matchup.
Brady looking decent last week, getting that come-from-behind victory. Seattle staying solid at 6-3. I like that matchup. I think that's worth getting up early for on a Sunday morning.
Yeah, I know I'll be up for this one. This is a big game for both teams.
Yeah, Seattle this is a do or die kind of, yep.
Seattle with the win keeps them in lead in the NFC West. And Tampa they just need a win to stay afloat.
Yeah.
I mean, with this division, it's winnable, but they just need to stay afloat.
They can't afford all these regular season losses already.
No.
This matchup is interesting to me. They got Tampa Bay favored by 2.5 in this game.
Wow. I don't see that at all. I picked against Seattle last week. It's just Seattle's been playing real good, man. I'm going to go with Seattle here. Give me, I like 24-17. Tampa's offense this season has been so sluggish. Tom hasn't played the best. That line hasn't protected him the best. Fournette looks like he's overweight. Looks like he's stuck in the mud. He doesn't look mobile.
Yikes.
I like Seattle here to get a win. I think they keep rolling to 7-3.
Yeah, I think I'm picking Tampa Bay, and I'll tell you why. I think that a loss hurts Seattle, but it kills Tampa Bay. At 4-6, the division is bad, but just what that would do to your team, I feel like sitting at 4-6 going into Week 11, I think it would just kill them mentally, and I think it would kill their spirits inside the locker room. And yeah, so I'm gonna take Tampa, but I could definitely see a close win either way, but give me a 7-point Tampa win, 27-20.
All right. On to the 1 o'clock games. The Minnesota Vikings with one loss heading to Buffalo with, 2 or 3 losses?
Yeah, they are.
Losses to the Jets, Dolphins. 2. Okay.
Vikings
with a better record.
Yep. One home loss, one away loss, but the Bills are obviously undefeated at home. So that is a huge factor. Buffalo is favored in this matchup by 3.5.
I can definitely see that. I'm kind of curious to see what's going on with Josh Allen and his elbow because I'm pretty sure he's going to play this week, but kind of curious to see how they manage that whole situation considering their team ride or dies with him.
Yeah.
He's their whole offense. I'm going to pick Buffalo in this game because I don't see them losing back-to-back games. Minnesota comes off of a close dub last week versus Washington, 17-20. I saw parts of that game. Minnesota, Kirk Cousins, I don't trust him. I just can't trust him. I think this will be a close game, but I think he just comes up small in a big moment, and Buffalo just prevails. Honestly,
yeah,
a good matchup though. This is a good matchup.
Sure. Minnesota
versus Buffalo's defense. That's a good matchup.
I think, if I'm being honest, I think Minnesota is just a little bit overrated right now. They sit at 7-1. I'll give them that, but the Bills are prime time. The Bills are next level, serious AFC Championship / Super Bowl contenders. I don't think Minnesota's ready for that. And
No.
I think that Buffalo beats them by 10, maybe like 27-17, in a game where I think that maybe Minnesota has a chance, but like Kirk said, I think that Kirk Cousins will come up short in a really big-time game and kind of bring Minnesota's expectations down a little bit.
Down to earth.
And, the Bills kind of look pretty bad with 3 losses anyways, so I think that, with them already having 2 losses, motivates them to this win at home.
Especially coming off of that close loss to the Jets last week.
Yeah, in a game
where
that
Allen played.
Right.
He definitely didn't play his best game, had a couple interceptions.
Yeah, probably wants that game back for sure. So, coming out hungry in this game too. Yeah, I like the Bills.
This is the Stephon Diggs revenge game.
It is.
Maybe he just goes off and just tells him, hey, you should never traded me. You want it out though, but that's for another time.
Thanks.
So Buffalo win, I think, is in store. On to the next game, Detroit heading to Chicago. Detroit with a win versus Green Bay. Chicago with a close loss to Miami. This is a good matchup. I like this matchup, but I don't like Jared Goff on the road, and I think Justin Fields has been playing really good the past couple of weeks. I saw him run last week for like a 60-some yard rushing touchdown. That was pretty wild.
That was insane.
I knew he could move, but I know he was that fast.
Right.
I think he has another good game here for Chicago against that defense, and I think the Bears. I'll give them a 10-point win, like 20-10.
Yeah, I've picked with the Lions and rolled with them, and they both sit. 2-6 and 3-6. The Lions have yet to win on the road. I don't think it starts in this week. The Bears sit at 2-2 at Soldier Field. The Lions 0-3 on the road. 3-6 versus 2-6. I just like the Bears' offense a little bit more than I like Jared Goff. He has been average. Fields just picked up his play of late. Like Kurt said, he mentioned that long touchdown run in a great game for the Bears a week ago. And I think that the good play continues. And I think Chicago easily ends. I think they end up putting away the Lions and beating them by 10 points or more. Like 10-13. I think that this is kind of a pull-away game for the Bears. Yeah.
For sure. Nice matchup. Jacksonville Jaguars heading to Kansas City Chiefs. Listen, the Jags started off hot, but they've lost quite a few games in a row now. It's hard to see them going to Kansas City and winning this game. Can it be winnable? Yeah. But are they going to win it? No. I'm not picking the Chiefs to lose at home against Jacksonville. Just not going to do it. Especially after maybe a little bit of a bad showing on Sunday Night Football against Tennessee. But I'm going Mahomes, Andy Reid, maybe Kadarius Toney gets actually some snaps this week. But I like the Chiefs to win this game handily, to be honest with you. The Jags, Trevor Lawrence isn't going to go up there and ball out. He's not. Got the Chiefs here winning for sure.
Yeah, this game, Trevor Lawrence couldn't dream up a game to beat the Chiefs on the road with this Jags team. That team's just not ready. They started off, decent in the early goings, but sit at 3-6, and I think the skid continues for Jacksonville in what should be a beatdown.
They did win last week against the Raiders, but this isn't the Raiders. This is the Chiefs.
They did. They beat the Raiders, but yeah, like you said, it's not the Raiders anymore. It's the Chiefs, and one win isn't going to save them, so I expect a beatdown from Kansas City here.
100%.
Cleveland taking on Miami. Miami's 3-1. They're playing at Hard Rock Stadium. The Browns are 1-2 on the road. Jacoby Brissett, not looking the best, not looking the worst, kind of getting it done right now. 3-5. The Browns are trying to stay afloat for Deshaun. They're trying to, hang around for Deshaun to come back to try to make that late season push, but they're taking on a tough Dolphins team on the road. This matchup. Jacoby Brissett's former team, didn't he play there at one point?
I don't think he did. He played for New England and the Colts. I don't think he ever played for the Dolphins.
Okay.
Honestly, I'm gonna take Cleveland to stay in this game, but I think Tua and Tyreek and Jalen Waddle just make a couple more plays and get a close win. I think their defense can get got. To be honest with you, I think Miami's defense can be
exposed.
I think it can be exposed.
Yeah.
The formula here for Cleveland is to run their offense on the ground, keep Chubb and Hunt rolling, keep the clock ticking, don't put it to his hands. It's winnable for the Browns, but I think they'll lose a close game here against Miami. Similar to how the Bears lost, like 32-35. I don't know if Cleveland scored that much, but I think they'll lose a close game, maybe 21-24.
Yeah, real close game to me, like Kurt said. I just think it comes down to the Browns' offense versus the Dolphins, and the Dolphins' offense is just that much better. So I think that in a close game, they would end up prevailing over to Cleveland. But Cleveland set up nice. They should be set up nice for years to come. I don't know what they'll be able to do in year one with Deshaun, if he'll be able to come back and make anything happen. But I like the Dolphins to pick up a win. I don't see. Denzel Ward's been playing really well for Cleveland, but that's one guy that takes away. Jalen Waddle. Then you got
Tyreek. Tyreek's not being stopped.
Put Tyreek on. Denzel, Tyreek, Jalen Waddle's wide open. Vice versa. It really doesn't matter. So just having that kind of explosive offense, I think it's a done.
Puts too much pressure on your defense.
Yep.
And Tyreek's been killing it. He's on pace to break that Cooper Kupp record from last year for yards in a season, which is absolutely insane. But that's where we're at. So Miami, I think, with a close dub. Next game, Houston going to the New York Giants. Davis Mills, Daniel Jones, Damian Pierce, Saquon Barkley. I'll let the Giants to win this game. I like a close, nasty, sluggish type of game here. I think the Giants will probably win it maybe 17-10. Houston will keep it close, but that's just because the Giants' offense, I don't know. They just do enough to win. They have a lot of close wins. I think they get a close win here.
To me, I think this is a game that Saquon Barkley could take over on the ground. The Giants are only favored by 4.5, and that just shows how terrible Daniel Jones is, really. But you can't really knock them. 6-2 right now. The Texans are pitiful with one win and a tie. I like Saquon to control this game. If Daniel Jones doesn't really make mistakes, I think the Giants can coast to an easy 10-point victory here against the Texans.
All right. On to a very intriguing matchup. The New Orleans Saints heading to Pittsburgh for a 1 o'clock matchup. Oh, boy. I don't know about this one. This is honestly a really close game. Red Rifle heading back to the Berg.
Right.
Under Mike Tomlin, the Steelers have never beaten the Saints.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's great. Oof, we haven't beaten the Saints since 2006. I don't know if TJ. I think he's playing this week, but they haven't really given a huge update on that. To be honest with you, he's been practicing, but I don't know if he's actually really going to be playing.
Hold him out.
The Saints coming off of a loss versus the Ravens Monday night.
They look terrible.
Yeah.
But we knew Red can't play in the dark.
No.
Red during the day, though. Red can compete during the day, especially against Pittsburgh.
Red's cool in the day.
Red can compete during the day. Just keep Red during the day.
You know, I don't know, man. This is a tough game to choose.
Red don't like night shift. Keep Red on day shift. The Saints need a Red Rifle day shift quarterback.
This is gonna be a question of what quarterback makes the mistakes. And honestly, I'm probably going to say, based on what I've seen this year, our offense is so pitiful. It's absolutely dreadful. So I'm going to take the Saints. I think we'll probably have 2 turnovers. And, you know, if TJ's not playing, we're just not going to win. So I'm gonna say he's not playing. So I think Saints win. It's just, for what I've seen, taking the Saints.
He's picking the Saints, you know.
Yep, give me Saints 20-10. Give me the Saints 20-10.
Yeah, that would be just a terrible game. But it sounds
pretty accurate to me.
I mean, because you got like Kamara, who hasn't really done too much this season, 443 yards and 1 touchdown through 10 weeks. Terrible. Red Rifle, 1,300 yards, 10 touchdowns. Meh, average. Olave's been playing pretty well, for sure. I mean, I guess I'm more confident in Andy Dalton, especially at 1 o'clock, than I would be with, Pickett right now, and then Najee not looking very well.
That's what I'm saying.
And the offensive line not playing particularly well in Pittsburgh either. I think I like probably like a 24-13 kind of Saints win, kind of ugly game. Just a
ugly game.
Bad offense. Not even really like a good defensive football game, but it's a game that me and Kurt will have to sit through and watch.
Great time.
Oh yeah.
All right, heading to Denver and heading to Tennessee. I'm feeling like this is going to be kind of similar to that Giants-Texans game, except the Texans aren't as bad as Houston. The Texans aren't as bad as Denver. I'm feeling like Tennessee's going to win this game with a nasty, just kind of don't be yourself, just control the clock with Derrick Henry type of game. And Russell Wilson, the Broncos, they haven't been as advertised, let's be honest. Russell Wilson hasn't played that good this year. He's honestly played really bad. Hard to see anything changing here. I think Mike Vrabel and the Titans just find a way to get a win here. Something like 20-10. Maybe 17-6. Just a solid win for them.
Yeah, I definitely, Russell. Yeah, I mean, I had high hopes. I had high hopes for Russell, but they're 1-3 on the road. Tennessee's 2-1 at home. Like Kurt said, I like this game to just be not even really use the quarterback, whoever's playing, if it's Tannehill or Malik Willis. I like Derrick Henry to just pound the rock.
Keep rolling. Yeah.
Run the ball. Can keep Russell and that offense off the field for the ability to get hot, if it will happen. Who knows if it's even possible. Russell only having 6 touchdown passes. 6 touchdown passes on the year. Only 1,600 yards when most other quarterbacks are up near 2,000, 2,500. That's crazy. Just a lackluster year. As,
very underwhelming.
One of my friends that like the Broncos has said that Russell has robbed the Broncos blind for their money.
For what they paid him for 4 years.
That is facts. That is facts for sure. He is robbing the Broncos, but that defense maybe it will stop Derrick Henry a couple times, but I just think that if that offense can't do anything and it just goes 3 and out like I think it will, that offense
won't matter.
That defense will eventually fall apart, and Henry should be able to gas his way and
a couple touchdowns for sure.
Yep, get Tennessee to a win. So give me Tennessee.
On to the 4 o'clock matchups. First one, Indianapolis heading to the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders have blown quite a few leads this year.
Oh, man.
They blew that game last week against the Jaguars.
Yeah.
I believe they had a 20-10 lead before the Jags scored 2 touchdowns, and the Raiders just couldn't fight back after that.
Right.
So they've had a lot of close games. I got a glimpse of that Colts-Patriots game, just about what I expected. I'm taking the Raiders here just because I don't, unless Jonathan Taylor has just a big game, and he's not really that healthy, honestly. He'll probably play this week. Unless he has a magical game, it's hard to pick the Colts here with Sam Ehlinger, and just the Colts haven't looked too good. They did just fire Frank Reich, their head coach, and they actually hired a former player who was a center for them, Jeff Saturday, who used to play with Peyton Manning. He always seemed like a pretty good analyst on ESPN. I'm sure he knows his ball. But he's never had coaching experience. He's on the road in Las Vegas. I don't see them winning this game, and I think the Raiders find a way to get a win. But if they lose this one, if the Raiders lose this game, there has to be some serious questions about getting rid of the head coach they just brought in this year from the Patriots. I don't remember his name. I think it's Brian.
You think a 2-7 start in year one, you think he should be fired?
Not yet. I'm not saying not like the day after. I'm saying after the season.
I don't know.
I can't remember his name. He was the Patriots.
McDaniels.
Yeah.
McDaniels.
Yes, Josh McDaniels. Not bad. Josh McDaniels. Considering the Raiders made the playoffs last year and they acquired Devontae Adams, they were supposed to be a pretty good team.
They should be doing better than this, but
maybe not a good team, but what? 2 wins.
I don't think you should talk about firing them just yet. I mean, you just got there.
I don't know. If you blow multiple leads during the season, it's not a good look.
It definitely is on coaching though. At that point,
that's what I'm saying.
If you're going lead left and right, but I mean, how much is that?
Give me the Raiders in this one though. Give me the Raiders.
Right. Yeah.
It's kind of a must-win for them.
It is a must-win, but I mean, either way, I think the Raiders are pretty much toast this year at 2-6. But the Colts, they got a half-healthy Jonathan Taylor, and I don't think he can carry them to a win. Ehlinger, they got Saturday. He can, boost morale, but I don't think the team will be able to rally and get a win on the road. His first coaching, his first game as head coach, and I like the Raiders to pull off an ugly one, probably like 10-point ugly win.
425 game. Dallas heading to Green Bay for Aaron Rodgers, and the Packers have lost a few games in a row now. They lost last week versus Detroit, game in which he threw 3 interceptions, costing them multiple scoring points, but they lost, and now they're heading against Dallas, who comes off a bye week. Aaron Rodgers has historically owned Dallas. He's only lost 2 games to them, and he's won like 7. I don't know. This is, Is he finally going to have a good game? If he's going to finally have a good game, this would be the game to do it. But from what I've seen, from what I've watched, I'm going to go with Dallas here to win this game. Their defense is, I think, going to swarm Rodgers. Just from what we've seen this season, 3-6 for Green Bay, 6-2 for Dallas. You give Dak another week to get healthier. Maybe he's actually finally healthy. There's talks of OBJ going there. Maybe that'll somehow happen in the next few weeks. I do like Dallas to keep going. I like them to keep rolling. I think they win this game. I'll say 24 to... Give me 17. I think a one-score game. I think Dallas will be pretty much control of it, but Aaron Rodgers might have a couple plays.
Right. Packers can
but I like Dallas to win just because Green Bay, unless Aaron Jones.
They got no receivers, man.
That's what it is.
That's the biggest thing for me looking at this matchup. Packers' lack of receivers is just too much. I think that Dallas pass rush will be able to kind of pin their ears back knowing they don't have really too many receivers. And then if Dallas bottles up that run, it's over for Green Bay, in my opinion. It'll lead to a lot of passing, must pass downs for Rodgers, and I just don't think they have the receiver talent. So I think that Dallas pulled out a 27-17 10-point win on the road in Lambeau.
Heading into the next 425 matchup, a divisional game between the Arizona Cardinals heading to the Los Angeles Rams. I don't remember if these teams have played before this season. I think they might have once already. I'm not quite sure.
Yes, they did, and the Rams won 20-12. Or no, yeah, the Rams won 20-12.
You know, Cardinals lost last week versus Seattle. Rams lost last week as well to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on a game-winning drive by Brady. This is a pick-em for me. You can pick either one here.
Because both offenses have potential, but they both look terrible.
Yeah, I mean, Matt Stafford, Kyler Murray. I mean, no running game really, but DeAndre Hopkins versus Cooper Kupp. I mean, got some intriguing matchups.
Right.
But I'm gonna pick the Rams on this one. I think they get it done at home. I mean, I don't know. It's a pick 'em for me, but Kyler Murray, Stafford, I'd rather lean Stafford, to be honest with you right now. So give me the Rams here. I think they get a win here. Probably 17-14. Not a high-scoring game.
Wow. A little less scoring than I had thought, but Kurt kind of got where I was going. You know, they favor the Rams by 1.5, and I think that's probably where it is. I think the Rams went around 21-17. I think that the Rams kind of get their offense going a little bit. But, man, I'm just waiting for, Stafford to hit that form that he was in last year, and I hope that he's able to get back to it because he just hasn't looked the same at all. He got that Super Bowl, and just now he's looking like that old basic version of Stafford that Detroit saw, So, hoping to see him come out, and a big win against Arizona, will help him push him through the second half of the year. So give me a 4-point Rams win. Try to get the Rams going a little bit late in the year.
All right. On to the Sunday night game. Los Angeles Chargers heading to the San Francisco 49ers. For what should be a pretty interesting matchup, I want to see what Herbert can do without Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. I mean, good Lord. Eckler has so many catches. I don't know if he's going to cross my fingers. I hope he hangs in there.
Right.
Good Lord.
He's getting the ball a lot, though.
Oh, yeah. Quite a bit. I'm not even going to lie here. San Francisco is the way healthier team. They had a bye week last week. The Chargers coming off of a close win versus the Atlanta Falcons, a game in which they should have lost, but Atlanta blew it. Where have we heard that before? I'm honestly going to pick the Niners here. They're the healthier team. I just have a hard time seeing how Herbert and that offense are going to score points. I mean, unless Eckler breaks a couple, but San Fran's defense isn't no joke. Fred Warner's pretty legit, and Nick Bosa's no slouch either. Christian McCaffrey, another week for Kyle Shanahan to work him into the offense and see what they can do with him. And
yeah, but now he should be up to almost, full capacity playing-wise. So
100%.
That's going to play in huge. And those injuries for the Chargers, I think, is just a little bit too much for them to overcome on Sunday Night Football, especially on the road. And,
playing up against a good defense like San Fran, you're going to need to score. And I just don't see how the Chargers are going to score here.
Yeah, unless, Eckler went for a magical day or, Herbert was just throwing to nobodies and throwing dots all night. That's about their only chance. So give me a close. I
like the Niners just to win here because I think Jimmy G, Debo, George Kittle, and Christian McCaffrey, I think that's just a little bit too much for the Chargers to handle.
Right.
Now, if the Chargers were healthy, it'd be a different story.
That's a real close game.
Give me the Niners, 21-10.
Yeah, I'll take the Niners, 17-13.
Ooh, okay. Last game of the week, Monday Night Football. Washington Commanders versus the Philadelphia Eagles, the only undefeated team remaining.
Somebody beat them, please.
Yeah, we're going to keep this one pretty blunt, pretty short and simple. I don't think Taylor Heineke is going to go into Philadelphia and light it up. I don't see him shaking the earth. I don't see him having the game of his career. That's what he's going to need to go in there and win against Philadelphia, because if he don't play good, they're not going to win. They're going to need to score points. Jalen Hurts and the Eagles have been rolling. They Pretty sure they had a bye week last week, so pretty sure they did. Yeah, they did. So maybe they hurt. No, they did. I can't remember. I thought they did though. So Eagles, I got them winning this game against Washington and staying undefeated. Probably something like 27-13, 27-10. I don't think Washington can keep up with the Eagles' offense.
Yeah,
to be quite frankly honest with you.
Especially with Heineke. I mean, Wentz was looking decent, but of course gets injured again. Who would have thought? The Commanders are average, and they're taking on an elite Eagles team. They're another one of those really highly ranked teams that I just think are a tad bit overrated. I think the Eagles will come back down to earth near the later half of the year, but I think they continue their success this week and improve to 9-0 over a banged up and just lesser Commanders team. I think that Eagles offense should run circles around that Commanders defense and put up way too many points than the Commanders can even handle. So
just too much for. It'll be a lot of passing downs for Taylor Heineke, and the Eagles pass rush is going to get after him. It's going to get ugly.
26-13 sounded good to me, so I'll go with that. And that'll pretty much wrap up the Monday night. Scrolling back up here to the Thursday night game, Panthers do close it out. 25-15 is their final from Bank of America Stadium. The Panthers 3-7 and the Falcons 4-6 now on the season. So that kicks off week number 10 in this NFL week.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, it should be. I like a good majority of these games.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a couple games to watch in each time slot, so it makes for a nice day of watching football.
I mean, after that first boring one at 1 o'clock, probably. I mean, the game that'll be on locally would be Dallas and Green Bay.
I mean, I definitely want to watch Minnesota and Buffalo while the Saints.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll go somewhere for that. Maybe we'll have to go somewhere for that.
Right.
That way we can at least watch the other games as well, because I'm telling you, that Saints-Steelers game is going to be lackluster.
Yep, pretty bad.
See a lot of 3-and-outs.
Yeah.
That's what I'm foreseeing.
I agree with you there for sure.
A lot of 3-and-outs.
But a nice week in sports nonetheless. We will see you guys Friday or Saturday night for our college football coverage.
Oh, yeah.
As we dive another week deeper and get another week closer to the end of the college football season. I did want to mention some NFL fantasy. So let's do that.
Yeah.
And I will start with the league that Kurt and I are in. In last week, I pretty much played. I know I got a win. I pretty much played bye week, right?
Yeah.
The bye week team.
Yeah, dude, come on.
Yeah, I played Sean. He didn't set his lineup. And he put up 35 points total. He had 5 players getting points. I put up 169 points. Joe Mixon put up 55. The tight end I picked up didn't even get a catch, and it didn't even matter. And yeah, it sucks playing guys like that don't set the lineup. But oh well, easy win for me. 169-35, and I'm sitting at 4-5, and I'm in a playoff spot in 4th right now. So hanging in there right now. Hanging in there. And then in the just unfortunate Yahoo League that I'm in right now, just 114-119, another close loss.
Oh.
I mean, I really don't even really make any mistakes. Nobody even really puts up any points. If I'd have played the Seattle kicker, I would have had 2 more points. But Eckler puts up 24. But here's where I really messed up. Smith only getting 4 points. Everett only gets 8. Claypool gets 3. If I pick up somebody there, that helps me. But even him, he had Amon-Ra St. Brown got him 9. Cooper, 28. So that's pretty average for Cooper, I would say.
Yeah.
26 for Etienne's a lot. But 9 for Tunyon helps me out. and it's just come down to
Lack of scoring.
Smith getting 4 and Terry McLaurin for him getting 10 is what kind of did it for me. So we take a close loss in that league, and now I am playing. What am I in this? I'm sitting at 7th place at 5-4 right now. 7 out of 12. 7th out of 12 at 5-4. So
well, you're not out of the game.
I'm pretty much in the middle of the pack.
You're middle of the pack.
Playoff hunt right now in both leagues.
Hunting.
So right.
Hunting to get in.
Yeah. Kurt, let's hear your fantasy.
Yeah. So for the one we're in, we come off of the win, 150 to 112. Ecker led me in scoring, and Goddard had 24, so we'll take that. And for this week, we're looking at I think a pretty good chance of a win. I get C-Money back, a.k.a. McCaffrey, and we're looking good at 7-2. Second place. We're playing my nephew, who, his team's not bad, but I feel like he just has way too many Eagle players.
Right.
So, I think that'll do it for fantasy for me.
Nice. I do want to touch on Michigan's first regular season basketball game did happen this past week. I believe that was on Wednesday, or it was the 7th. So was that Tuesday?
Monday.
75-56. They get a nice win. They played Purdue Fort Wayne and won 75-56. So just quickly touching on some of the big ones. Hunter Dickinson double-double, 22 and 12 in this game, 9 for 11 from the field. Had a good showing. Jed Howard, one of the best freshmen in the country. 5-star, obviously son of Juwan Howard, Michigan's head coach. He goes for 21 in his debut, shooting 9 of 15. Only putting in 2 dimes, but he shoots 5 of 10 from 3, so he could be that 3-point shooter that Michigan desperately has needed for a while. Anybody else really? Terrence Williams had a nice night. He gets 6 rebounds. Let's see. Kobe Buffkin, he shoots 4 of 11, so that's kind of rough. Out of one of your starting guards, you like to see a little more than that. 8 points, 0 of 4 from 3, so little growing pains from him, I guess, but not a bad little win. And I do believe Michigan plays another basketball game this
tomorrow.
Saturday.
Tomorrow night.
It is. That's crazy. Michigan has football, ice hockey, and basketball all this weekend. So nice. Gonna be a nice, enjoyable weekend.
It's that time of the season.
Gonna be a nice, enjoyable weekend for me, for sure. So.
Yeah, well, we know what you'll be doing tomorrow night.
For sure. Alright, that will do it. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Another week in sports is wrapped up. And we will see you guys for the college football portion of this podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe. Give us some feedback. Drop some comments. And we'll see you in the next one.
Peace.